Khan from COTHM, Dubai. I am today discussing a very important topic with my friend, Mr. Magdi Atala. He is the Regional Director, Business and Hotel Management School in Lausanne, Switzerland. Thank you so much, sir, for joining me in this discussion. And I hope that we are going to learn a lot of great leadership skills from you during this 20 to 30 minutes discussion. So the today's topic for webinar is the leadership skills development in the hospitality sector from the academic perspective. So we would like to know your point of view about it. Sir, please.
Right. A pleasure to be here, by the way, and it's always great to join COTHM in all these webinars. Right. Leadership, actually, what we always say, these days of having those leaders on the top of the organigram is gone. We want leaders to be in the center of it. So this humble leaders, these not bosses, but really some people lead people with passion. That is really what is happening these days with this generation Y.
Wonderful. And we are in a very comparative world these days, and we call this VUCA world. So which is volatile, uncertain, complex, and ambiguous. So what leadership challenges this VUCA world is posing to our students and our professionals in this industry?
Right. We always say, I mean, leadership and management, they are two different skills, but we always say we gotta, they are really getting very close to each other. You cannot be managing without leadership qualities. And we always say those leaders are working these days. The generation millennials are the ones shaping the labor force now. Millennials, they don't want bosses. They want people to lead them with emotions. They would love to work in groups a lot. So they want somebody to walk the talk with them, not just to give them instructions. So this is the most important. What I always say, dirty hand leaders, so that they can really be in the center of this group, not just giving them instructions.
Wonderful, wonderful. And could you please share your point of view about how leadership skills, are supporting the students in their career while they are studying and while they are graduating also?
Yes, we are. Our studies programs are made of 50% they study and then 50% they work. So we give them jobs as part of their studies. During these jobs, actually, we are preparing those what we call dirty hand managers or dirty hand leaders during their studies. So we immerse them into real learning environment and work environment. In the first year, they will do operation. In the second year, they will do supervision. And then in the third year, they will start approaching those leadership, supervision, so they can really enter slowly into it. But we don't give them leadership at the beginning. We give them operation and then getting their hands in, then they move on to the leadership at the end.
Okay. So what personal leadership skills students must develop to meet the guest expectation? It's a very unique and changing expectation environment.
Well, before we talk about what are the skills needed for a best leader here, I need to talk about what are the talents or the skills needed for a successful person in our industry, as you know it very well. In fact, this is an industry that needs um, um, people that love languages. They love working with people, so they have to be very much communicators, and those people, they must be able to be flexible. Flexibility is really one big factor if we can really bring it in. So languages, loving working with people, flexibility, and hard work. This industry is about 24/7. So people, they have to have this high energy level. If they bring all these skills together, then we can really make them top leaders.
Wonderful, wonderful. That's a wonderful comment. There's a high, energy is needed. Now, tell me that how BHMS education programs are upskilling the young students on leadership. What particular employability skills which are related to leadership also and in general conduct. What could you please share your some details about it?
we always say the number one employability first. What we always say is we give them work experience during their studies, and this is actually the beginning of leaderships. What we always say, if I go to countries like Asia, some parts of it, or even the Middle East, you find managers, leaders have I would say clean hand managers. They've never done it. They've
Mhm.
never done all these jobs, and that is the biggest mistake. Give me 5 minutes, Fahd, in a hotel, and I will tell you right away if managers here are dirty hands or they are clean hand managers. The mistakes people do, I would see it right away that the bosses, they never told them how to do it because the bosses, they've never done it before. So the number one, I would call it leadership skills, is we get their hands dirty in the first couple of years. Then we move on through this ladder until they really reach this what we call leadership by doing. Now we always say it during studies, even we work in groups. All our programs are projects. Project means they will just have to work together. And actually, we let them stand up and present themselves, but we touch the qualities of leadership, who is really playing these roles and how they really role play it in the classroom. So we do it in the classroom, and we do it on really practical applications of classes. Then we will give them a chance every 6 months. They go out and we see the real world, and they come back again with what they've learned. So it is ping pong. They go class, they go out, and they come back, and they go out, and they keep on coming back. And how do I say that? They will just adjust their learning by going out and coming back all the time.
Okay, so they're getting hands-on experience, like you're saying that getting their hands dirty in the operation and understanding and learning. So
Absolutely.
now tell me, what makes BHMS unique in the hospitality education? What aspects are different from other hotel schools?
The what we always say, the amount of internship we give them is the maximum one organization can give in Switzerland. So in a bachelor degree program, students are able to train for 18 months. That is the maximum institution can give in Switzerland. Nobody is giving students 18 months integral part of their bachelor's degree. In that master on the MBA, we give them 6 months study and then 6 months internship too. So I say the unique part of our education is guaranteeing them an internship in Switzerland, not outside Switzerland. Why Switzerland? Because this is the mother of hospitality. It's not about, we don't have these big, shiny hotels, but we have this system that is a waiter is not just serving people. A waiter would be doing mise en place if he's not busy, and then going out serving people. And then if the supervisor is not here, he would be the boss in the same time. So this is what we teach them: the system of
Okay.
operation. It's not about the amount or how big are these hotels, but they leave and they will learn how much operations can be done on very effective way. That's why a waiter will earn in Switzerland 3 4 times as waiters in Dubai, because they are working really very differently than those people in Dubai too. So this exposure in first class Europe is actually what we give them. And I see my students all over the world, and they tell me they are top managers now in the US, in Asia, and they tell me we've learned everything we learn now, we are doing today because of this practical training we did in Switzerland, and now we took it out to the world, and we are stars.
Okay, very good. So, tell me how these your programs are relevant to address the leadership aspects of hospitality and tourism in the Middle East. I'm sure your students are working here as well in this region. It's a huge potential here.
Absolutely. Middle East is booming and it's very popular among our graduates. And actually,
Yeah.
a lot of them, they will take the Middle East as a stopover to the world. We work with the big boys. All of them, they love our graduates. We are a preferred employer by Kempinski, Interconti, Shangri-La. All of them, they take our students straight. They take the Middle East just as a stopover, and I would say they're spending 2 3 years right there in this booming industry, and then they move on to join one of the big boys, so joining a Shangri-La or joining Kempinski or those guys, and then they start their career from the Middle East. Some of them they continue deep Asia, Pacific, or some of them they come back sometimes in Europe. So they just take it as really stopover, a wonderful stopover. After this preparation in Europe, they move on and start a job. And usually you give them contracts for a couple of years. If they prove themselves, they start climbing up the ladders very fast.
Okay, so is there any industry or academia linkage you have in the Middle East? Because if you're getting the feedback from the industry that what sort of leadership challenges they are facing, and then so that you can go back to school, you can incorporate that in the studies and then teach them, and then they come out. So, any example you'd like to share? Any experience you have in this respect?
You mean joining with education institutions in the Middle East?
Yes, in the industry, with the industry, because you need to understand what industry needs, so then you can teach those students the skills which are required, or the
We
areas
are actually we are very close to the industry because we have them. We have modules actually taught in Switzerland by some industry professionals from Interconti and from Kempinski. They come over even. We have about between 7 to 8 seminars organized by professionals coming to campus to give us input, to give our students really what the industry expectations, what we are looking for. And on the same time, they will pick up top kids before they leave. So we are very close to the industry. We work, I would say, in the Middle East as well. We work with over 50, 60 hotels right in the Middle East, and all of them they are putting us on the top. So we are too close to them, as well as, of course, not forgetting the local industry, the Swiss. We work with over 350 Swiss properties, and all of them are really on a daily basis communication, because when students they go to work there, we don't leave them. We continue working with them, and this is actually keep on harnessing this relation between what they expect and what we are delivering them.
Okay, and what do you think that attitude is more important or education in this industry? What is your point of view?
My point of view, attitude. We are selecting students before they study, and I always tell them you got to have what it takes to make it big in this industry. We cannot make people out of nothing fat in this business. We need
Yeah.
certain qualities. We need this attitude. Why South Asians are very successful in this business? Because they are born hospitable. Indians, they can take a bow in the front of a client. If I pay you $500 in your hotel, do I deserve you to take a bow in the front of me? Yes. Well, but some other cultures, they cannot do this. And
Yeah.
that's why this attitude is so crucial to me. So as a professional from this industry, been working 15 years, I would say without attitude and top education, you will never make it still
Yeah.
to the top.
Wonderful. Very good. Very good. So, any advice you'd like to give to hospitality students or professionals to be successful in this field?
Yes, I would tell this generation, it's very special, millennial generation, Generation Z, they are the future of our industry. Guys, don't be afraid. Don't be scared of getting your hands dirty and say, oh my God, I don't do these jobs. To do a management training for a top hotels like Kempinski, you need to wash dishes for 2 weeks. They are picking up the best people in the world to get them to wash dishes for 2 weeks. Do you understand what I mean? So it's nothing wrong with you people. It's something special in this industry. So if you are not willing to get your hands dirty, you will never be able to climb to the top. So there is no way up without going down. And that's what this new generation need to understand. Don't be afraid to get your hands dirty. Don't be afraid to start in a basic level jobs, because it won't take you much to start shooting, but only then you'll be respected by those people you'll be leading very soon.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Magdi. It's a
It
really
was a
wonderful
pleasure.
discussion, and I'm sure the audience will take a lot of benefit from the skills and areas you've mentioned, and it will be very beneficial in the future for them as well. Thank you so much, and
Thank you so much, man. It was a
we
pleasure.
hope to invite you again for with a different topic in the future. And you're
Thank
most
you so
welcome.
much.
You are in Dubai. You are most welcome to visit us.
We'll
Thank
be
you.
coming, by, passing by for sure.
Have a good day. Take
You
care.
too. All the best. Bye bye.